welcome back to Beyond the Cowl. It is still Members Month, and today we have this lovely 2 hearts square by Jenny. We had Jenny's sunflower a few days ago, and today we have this lovely 2 hearts square. We have a heart this way and we have a heart this way. So 3 colours are recommended. Colour A, which is for the front heart, colour B, which is for the back heart, and then colour C, which is for our border. Okay, and then we go back to using colour A as part of the border just to give us this beautiful effect of these stitches here. So you may have had a look at the pattern, may have thought it's too complicated for you, or may have looked at the picture and thought it's too complicated for you. Well, we're going to take it stitch by stitch and step by step, and we will get there and it will be fine. So grab your hook, your scissors, your yarn and a stitch marker. A stitch marker is very useful at one particular point, and let's get started. Okay, so taking the colour of your front heart, you want to either make a magic circle or chain 4 and slip stitch to make a ring. So that's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch to the first chain and make a ring, just like so. There's a ring just in the centre there. Okay, and then we're going to start basically as the first round of a granny square. So we're going to chain 3, which counts as your first double crochet. And I'm just going to work over that tail, and then we're going to put 2 double crochets in that ring. My yarn's got caught up somewhere. Okay, so 2 double crochet in that ring, making 3 double crochets all together. Okay, and then chain 2 and then 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 more double crochet, chain 2 and a final 3 double crochet. And then chain 2, and then we are going to slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain 3. So just go into that chain 3 and slip stitch, and there we go. So we have, pull your center tight there, whichever way whichever circle you've used, just pull that center tail tight, and there you have 4 sets of 3 double crochet with chain 2 corners. Okay, moving on to round 2. It is, as I said, just like a granny square, so we're going to slip stitch in the next stitch. We're going to slip stitch across to our corner, so slip stitch in that one and in the next stitch, and then slip stitch into your corner space, and there we are in the corner. And we're going to chain 3 as a double crochet, and then put 2 more double crochets in that corner. Now if I happen to go too fast, I don't think I crochet too fast, but if I happen to, then in the top corner here you'll find 3 dots on the screen. If you click on that and then video speed or playback speed, you can slow the video down. It does make my voice sound a bit weird. It sounds like I'm a bit sleepy and a bit dopey. A bit like my true self, but you can slow the video down and of course pause and then catch up as needed. Okay, so 3 double crochet there, chain 2 and then another 3 double crochet in that same corner. Oops. Okay, so there's one corner, and then we're going to do the next one exactly the same. 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. Okay, and then continue to do your next 2 corners in exactly the same way, and then slip stitch to the top of your beginning chain 3. Okay, there we go with our little square at the end of round 2. Cute little square there. Okay, so we're going to go on to round 3, and this is where we start to make it into our heart shape. Okay, so stay with the same colour, and let me just get some more yarn. Okay, so moving on to round 3. Okay, so round 3, we are going to do a single crochet in our first stitch, which is the top of that chain 3. So we're going to do a single crochet in the top there, and then a single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. And then in your corner space, we're going to do a single crochet, and then a picot, and then another single crochet. Now the picot is a chain 2 picot, where we chain 2 and then we do a slip stitch into our first chain. I'm going to go into the back loop and do that slip stitch. This just kind of creates a little sort of bobble. Do your next single crochet and then I'll show you the bobble. So another single crochet in that corner. So you've got single crochet, then the picot, and then the single crochet, just like so. Okay, so here's our picot. So what you want to do is pop a stitch marker in there so you know exactly where your picot is, because you'll need to find that space in that stitch on the next round. Okay, so pop a stitch marker or a piece of yarn or a safety pin or a paper clip, something to mark that stitch. Okay, and then we are going to continue. So we're going to do a single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to do a single crochet between our 2 sets of 3 in that space there, and then a single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3, and then a single crochet in this chain 2 corner, single crochet in the next, no, not single crochet, sorry, pardon me, we are going to skip the next 3. I was reading it as SC for single crochet, not SK for skip. So skip these next 3 stitches. Okay, so you've done a single crochet in your corner, and then we skip these next 3 stitches. Okay, and then in this space here we're going to do 12 treble crochets. 12 treble crochets. So just remind you, oops, get my yarn, remind you, a treble crochet is yarn over twice, and then into the space, and then you yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So start with 2 yarn overs into the space, pull through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and you're going to do that 12 times. So pause the video and I will see you when I have 12 treble crochets. Okay, when you have your 12 treble crochets, just have a quick count to make sure you actually do have the correct amount, because it's quite important for the next round. 12, ta-da! Okay, so when you've done those 12 trebles, you are going to skip the next 3 stitches. So we skip the 3 before it. Camera? We skip these 3 before, and then we're going to skip the 3 after. And then we're going to do a slip stitch in this next corner chain space. Just a slip stitch. Excuse me. And then we're going to skip the next 3 double crochet, and we're going to do 12 trebles in the next space. Okay, so this next space on this side here, we're going to do another 12 trebles. So squeeze those in that space, just like you did on the other side, and pause the video, and when you've done your 12 trebles, meet me back. Okay, there's the other 12 trebles. So you can see how this makes the heart, the top of the heart now. And then we're going to skip the next 3 stitches here. And we're going to do a single crochet in our next chain 2 corner space, single crochet in the next 3 stitches, single crochet in the space, and then slip stitch to your first single crochet. Which may be a little small and tight, so just wiggle that hook, and there we go, and then fasten off that colour A, which was your first heart. There we go, there is your first heart shape. Now I know you can't see it very well on this table. Let me find something to place underneath. There we go, just put this blue underneath so you can see that white. I think it's the light of my camera shining on it. There we go. So you could use this just as a heart for any little project that you wanted to make, actually. But we're going to use this and use it as the first heart of our square, and then move on to making the rest of our square. So pick up colour B, which is going to be used to make the second heart, the heart that's at the back. Okay, we are going to join colour B, which is this peachy colour. We are going to join that in the bottom point of this first heart. Okay, now this heart will actually be upside down on our final square. That's kind of how it's made to be, but it's up to you at the end which way up you decide to have your square. So we're going to join our colour B in this picot stitch, the one that we've got marked. Okay, so you can do this in any way you like. We are going to be doing a single crochet as our first stitch, so I'm going to make a slip knot, and then I'm going to go into there, and I'm going to straight away make a single crochet. Okay, straight into that point with a single crochet, and then we're going to do a second single crochet in that same stitch. And now for the rest of this, we're going to be working in the back loop only. If you find it too tricky working in the back loop only, feel free to work into the whole stitch under both loops. The idea of the back loop is that it kind of makes this front heart more prominent and has your second colour laying just slightly lower down at the back. Okay, so back loop, I'll just show you, you probably know this already. If you go under your stitch, you normally have 2 loops here. So you can see there are 2 loops there. This one is your front loop, and then the one behind is your back loop. So you'd be going over the top and then under that back loop, just like so. Okay, so that's back loop only, but if you do find it too tricky, then just work into both loops. Okay, so what we're going to do is chain 2. So we've done 2 single crochet in our bottom point. Okay, chain 2, skip 2 stitches. Now don't skip your don't count your picot with a stitch. Count this first, camera focus, count this first single crochet as your first stitch that you're skipping. So skip 2 stitches, and then into the next stitch do a single crochet. Okay, chain 2, skip 2 stitches. I'm getting in a pickle with my yarn here. Skip 2 stitches, and then do another single crochet. So far we have our 2 single crochet, skip, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet in the next, chain 2, skip 2. Now remember, these are the treble crochets and they might have become big stitches like so, so just remember that you're counting that all of that is 1 stitch. Okay, so skip 2 and then single crochet in the next. We are making 7 single crochets along here altogether, so we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 more times, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet in the next, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet in the next, and I believe we have 1 more to do, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet in the next, and let's just have a count. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're then going to chain 1 and we're going to skip this slip stitch that we have in the center, and then we're going to go into the very next stitch, which is our first treble on this side, and do a single crochet, and then we're going to do exactly what we did here, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet. I'm going to work down. Okay, so chain 2, skip 2 stitches and then single crochet, chain 2, skip 2 and then single crochet, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet, chain 2, skip 2 and then single crochet, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet, chain 2, skip 2. Now one of these, your second one here, will be where you slip stitched at the end of the round previous, so skip your stitch and then the way you slip stitched, and then you'll be going into the very next stitch for your single crochet. Okay, chain 2 and then skip 2 stitches, your very last 2 stitches, and do your last single crochet in this bottom point. Okay, so move that tail out of the way. Okay, and then you're going to slip stitch into your first single crochet to finish off this round. So into that first single crochet with a slip stitch to finish that round, but don't fasten off. So this is how it's looking. I've just realised I said to you about back loop only, and you could work into the whole stitch if you found it tricky to go into the back loops, if you didn't like doing that. And I've just realised that I actually did not do back loop only. I have worked into the actual stitches, so I do apologise for not showing you how I said, but it does work up just the same whether you've worked in back loop only or into both loops of the stitch. The only difference is, as you can see here, I now have these little stitches coming out of my heart. If I'd used the back loop only, there would be a nice neat edge to these stitches here of this heart. This white here would be a nice neat edge of my heart. That's the only difference there really, is that I don't have that solid edge because I've got these stitches going into it. Okay, so whichever way you've done it, back loop only or both loops, it doesn't matter. It gives pretty much the same effect whichever way. So actually this is the way up it will be, because this is the top of your square. Okay, so let's move on to round 5. We're sticking with this same colour, but we will be introducing colour C, which is our background colour. Okay, the colour we're going to have for our border. So have colour C ready, and let's start on round 5. Okay, so round 5, start with a chain 1, and then a single crochet in the very same stitch. And then we're going to skip the next stitch and the chain space and work into the next chain space up, okay? And then we're going to do 12 treble crochets into that space. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, went through too many loops there. Let's go through the right amount of loops at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so 12 triple crochets in that space, and then we are going to skip the next chain 2 space, and we're going to do a slip stitch in the next chain 2 space. Okay, once you've got that slip stitch there, we're going to change to colour C. So just pull that through the loop on your hook, pull that loop down there, bring this to a more sensible size of loop on your hook, and then we are going to chain 2, which counts as your first half double crochet, and then 2 half double crochets in the same space whilst carrying colour B at the back of your work. So 2 half double crochets in this same space. Okay, so you've now got 3 all together. And then we are going to do 3 half double crochet in the next space, continuing to carry colour B. 1, 2, and 3. You'll scooch those stitches together if you prefer, rather than having a colour gap. Okay, so we've done chain 2, 2 half double crochet, and then 3 half double crochet in that next one. Now in our next space, we're going to make our first corner. So we're going to do a half double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 more double crochets, and a half double crochet, like so. And then in the next space, we're going to do 3 half double crochets, one, 2, and 3. And then in the next space, we are going to make in the next stitches and space, we're going to make the point of this colour B. So we actually need to backtrack slightly, and this very last stitch, just going to undo that, and we're going to redo our last half double crochet. When you've yarned over and pulled through and you've got 3 loops on your hook, leave that, drop colour C, pick up colour B, and pull through to finish that last half double crochet. So we now have colour B back in play, and we're going to carry colour C at the back. So we're going to do a half double crochet 3 together, and we're going to do it over these 3 places: single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet. So over those 3 places, we're going to do a half double crochet, 3 together with colour B. So it's not as complicated as it sounds, even though it sounds a mouthful. Yarn over, go into that first stitch, yarn over, pull through and stop. Go into the chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through. Oh no, sorry, my mistake. So you've got 3 loops on the hook from your first. Yarn over, insert into the space, yarn over, pull through. Now yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. And you've now got 7 loops on your hook. Drop colour B and we're going to pull through with colour C. You're going to pull through all 7 loops. Just take your time, go nice and slowly and steadily. Wiggle your hook if you need to. Pull that through all 7 loops, and there you have your 7 loops, and this here is the top of your stitch. Okay, so then still with colour C, we're going to go into the next chain 2 space and make 3 half double crochet. And make sure you're carrying colour B behind there as well. Okay, and then in the next space we're going to make another corner, so half double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 more double crochet, and a half double crochet. And there's our second corner. Okay, so then we are going to do 3 half double crochets in each of these next 2 chain spaces. Okay, 3 half double crochet, carrying colour B behind there. So 1, 2 and 3. And then 3 in the next. 1, 2 and 3. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to do a slip stitch into the same space here. So do a slip stitch into there. And then we're going to change to colour B. Okay, so we're going to change to colour B. We're going to do that similar to how we did before, just pull through and then pull that colour right down like so. Okay, pull that colour C right down. We've got a loop on our hook now of colour B. Okay, so we now have colour B in use. Just pull that colour C right down there. Just put it right down. Okay, so we're going to skip the next chain 2 space and work in the next one. And we are going to do 12 treble crochets in there. So just like we did over here, we're going to do 12 trebles in that space. Okay, so you know how to do those. Just make sure that you're carrying colour C with you and make your 12 treble crochets. So pause the video and come back when you have 12 treble crochets finished. Okay, 12 treble crochets finished. When you've done that, the last step of this round is to slip stitch into the top of your beginning single crochet. Now just remember, you had a chain 1 here. Previously you'd slip stitched and you had a chain 1, and then you have your single crochet. Okay, so just find your first single crochet and slip stitch into there. And that is the end of round 5. So we have 2 corners down here. Up here we don't quite have corners, but it is going to become, we're going to make corners on the next round. Okay, you can sort of see it's becoming a little square, but we have these 2 curves of the second heart and the point of the heart down here, so this kind of heart goes sort of kind of down here like so. Okay, great. So we're going to move on to round 6. Okay, for round 6 we're going to be changing to colour C. Okay, and fastening off colour B. So you can change it in your slip stitch, or you can do as I've done. I've just undone my slip stitch, and I'm going to undo that very last step of that treble crochet there, leaving the last 2 loops on the hook. Let's pop those on there, and I'm going to pull through with colour C. Okay, let's bring up colour C here. It's going to pull through with colour C, oops, through there, pull colour B down a bit there, and then I'm going to slip stitch in here with colour C. Okay, like so. So I'm ready with colour C to start round 6, and then I will just fasten off colour B at the back here. Okay, so I'm going to pull up that loop there, and I'll show you how I'm going to fasten off colour B. So you can see colour B is just through here. Okay, so I don't want to pull it too tight and distort the top of this stitch here. So what I'm going to do is just go under here and then pull that through, cut the yarn, and then pull it through. So I've just gone through a back loop of a stitch, just through one of the loops at the back. Oops, sorry, one of the loops at the back here. Sorry for being out of frame there. Just gone through one of those, and then I'll just pull that tight whilst holding on to the stitch so it doesn't distort the stitch, and then that's at the back there, all ready to sew in later. And I've got colour C here ready to start round 6. So there we go. Right, round 6. Let's have a look at what we're going to do for this round. Okay, we have our slip stitch in colour C, and then what we're going to do is a double crochet. Sorry, we're going to chain 2 first, chain 2, and then we're going to do a double crochet in between our single crochets 2 rows below. Okay, so just here, sorry, just here in the point of our heart. So in this point here of the heart, we're going to go in there with a double crochet. So all the way down, bring the hook up, and then finish that stitch. So you have this long stitch here. Okay, and then we are going to do a half double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So half double crochet in 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then in the next stitch we are going to do a corner. So we're going to do 2 double crochet, all in the same stitch, 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. Just like so. And that's our first corner. And then we are going to do a half double crochet in each of the next 14 stitches. We're not going to count any slip stitches, we're just going to do in the next 14 stitches. Okay, so when I say we're not going to do it in the slip stitch, I mean this little slip stitch here where we change colour. So I'm going to talk you through this side because it can be confusing as to where your stitches are. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our trebles. Okay, we're doing half double crochets, remember. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then we miss out this slip stitch. We're going to go into our chain 2 here that counted as our half double crochet. So go into that second chain, if you can see it. Could be a little tricky, just go into that chain that counted as our half double. Doing a half double crochet, aren't we? So I need to go, there we go. So that's number 6 stitch, and then into the next stitch. It's got a bit caught up with the chain, so just have a look. It might have got a bit sort of tangled up in the chain and got a little distorted, so just have a check. It's like when you do a slip stitch into a chain 3 and then the next stitch doesn't look quite as you want it to look. Okay, so that's 8, stitch 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you should now be down at the chain 2 space. So your last stitch was just before the chain 2 space, and that should be perfect, your 14 stitches, just like so. So you will have this little gap here where you skipped over that slip stitch, but that's fine. Okay, so then we are going to do 2 double crochet in our chain space, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and that's our next corner. And then we are going to do half double crochet in the next 14 stitches. Okay, again, if there are any slip stitches along here, which I don't think there are, you're just going to work along and do 14 stitches all the way towards the corner. Now the first one could be a little hidden, thankfully it's not, so we're going to do 14 half double crochets. 1, 2, oops, apologies for that. I seem to be hitting the camera a bit these days, not quite sure whether I've got it lower or what's happening, but I will have a look at that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. For some reason I only had 13. Not quite sure why that was. So I am just going to add another stitch in this one to make the stitch count correct for the next row, and then in your corner 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, it's all going wrong now. No. Okay, there's our next corner. So we've got 3 corners so far and 2 sides of 14 stitches, half double crochets. So we need to do our next side and then finish this side. Okay, so we're going to do the next side, and the next side is going to be 14 half double crochets. Okay, so I am going to let you continue, but just to say that you don't count this little slip stitch here. Okay, that doesn't count as a stitch, so just ignore this slip stitch here, don't work into that, but just do 14 stitches. Okay, when you've done your 14 stitches, remembering to leave that slip stitch, you are going to do our next corner. So in the next stitch we're going to do 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 more double crochet. So that's your last corner made, and then we're going to do a half double crochet into each of the next 6 stitches. Ooh, half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then to finish off we're going to do a double crochet 2 rows down. So again we're going to do it into the same point, okay? So we're going to go into that point and do our double crochet like so, and then slip stitch in your first double crochet to finish off that round. There we go. There is the end of round 6. Cute, cute, cute. So you have this, let's put these 2 together. So we have the heart in the peach, and we have the upside down heart here. Turn it up, we have the white heart. So there we go, that's up to round 6. So we're going to fasten off this colour. If you want to continue in this colour you can, but the next round we are going to be doing some back post stitches, which will give you a nice little tiny little bit of a stitch that you'll see. So if you use a contrasting colour it will show and look really pretty. You'll just have this little sort of tiny bit of stitching showing along here, and then you'll have some of the colour up here. So it does give a really nice effect, but if you want to continue in the same colour then by all means go ahead and do that. But what you want to do is fasten off, even if you're staying with the same colour, fasten off and then join your colour in this top right hand corner, okay, with this first heart upside down. So you want this long double crochet at the top, and then you want to join into this top right corner just here, okay, whatever colour. The pattern says colour A, so I'm going to join this white into this top right hand corner, okay. If you want to stay with the same colour then just rejoin in this corner. Join your yarn as I said, and then you can chain 2, which will count as your first half double crochet. Well, you can do a standing chainless half double crochet. I can never remember whether it's a chainless or a standing, but basically you have your slip stitch on your hook, hold on to the tail, and then if it's a half double crochet, so we do a yarn over to start with. So yarn over, hold on to that loop, and then go into that space, holding on to these loops, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops like so, and then your tail will come out at the top of your stitch just like so, and that's your first half double crochet. Okay, then we're going to do another half double crochet, chain 2 and a second half double crochet, sorry, 2 half double crochets. Gosh, getting my words all muddled and my counts all muddled. So we've got 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, okie dokie. Then we are going to do a back post double crochet around the next 8 stitches, okay. So we're going to do a double crochet back post, yarn over, pop your hook in from back to front to the right side of your stitch, and then over the top of the stitch and back through, pushing the post of this stitch to the back, and then complete your double crochet. Oops, complete your double crochet as normal, I was going to say. There we go. And you get left with a little bit of yarn at the front, which you can't see so well on the first one, but we'll have a look at the next one. So go into the right of the stitch, back through, and then pull through and complete your stitch. And then you can see you have these loops at the top of your stitches, like so. You'll see that better when I've done a few. So I'm doing 8 back post double crochets all together. So I've done 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so to the last 8. So that's the first 8 stitches there, and you can see you've got these little loops here at the front, which just gives a really nice effect. And if you had if you're using the same color, you just won't quite get that same effect. Okay, it's really pretty. So now we're going to do a back post double crochet around the first double crochet and the chain 2. So we've got this long double crochet here and our starting chain 2. So what we're going to do is do those together, and it will give us the same stitch count then on all sides. So yarn over, go into the right of that long double crochet, over the top of the double crochet and the chain 2, and then through to the back. So you've got the double crochet and the chain 2 there, yarn over and pull through, and then finish your stitch. So it now looks just like one stitch there. Okay, and then we're going to do a back post double crochet around the next 9 stitches. So that's these stitches to the end here. Okay, so just as we did before. Oops, let's not get that tail there caught up. Let's go, just pop that to the front out of the way for now. There we go. Okay, so there should be 9 stitches along here. And I've caught some of that yarn from down there, do you see? So just make sure you're keeping a bit of an eye and you don't go sailing ahead like I just did without double checking where you are going. It's easy to get carried away and not look at it correctly. So just taking our time, working along. There are rounds where we can work a bit more speedily, but back post stitches are probably not the round that you want to work extra speedily. You want to take your time and make sure you're going in the right places. So there we go, back to our corner. So there we go, so far looking good. Okay, so we're going to do the corner, and for this corner we're going to do 2 half double crochets. Chain 2 and 2 more half double crochets. There we go, and then you are going to work along this side. Now you don't have any tricky stitches, you don't have any long double crochets or anything, so just work along this side doing 1 back post double crochet around every stitch, which will be 18 stitches. Okay, a back post double crochet around every stitch. In your corner, 2 half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochet, and then another 18 back post double crochet, and the corner just here, do the corner, and then another 18 back post double crochet up this side, and then I will meet you around here to finish off this round. Okay, so when you finish this round, you just want to slip stitch into the top of your first half double crochet or the top of the chain 2, whichever way you made that first stitch. So into the top of your stitch or the chain 2. Top of my stitch has got slightly distorted, so I just wiggle it in there. One of my favourite phrases, isn't it? Wiggle it in there. Give it a wiggle. So just get the right yarn there and do that slip stitch. There we go, and then fasten off this colour. Unless you want to stay with the same colour. Oops, did I cut the wrong piece of yarn? I think I might have done. Did I even cut anything? Oh dear. You can tell it's getting late, can't you? There we go. Right, so there is round 6 finished. Round 6, or we're all on round 7? I don't know, I've lost count. I will check the pattern in a moment. So there we are at the end of that round, and you can see how these stitches look great. These back post stitches just give a really nice frame to our hearts. There we go. Okay, let's have a look at the next round. Okay, our final round, round 8, we are going back to colour C if you are following the colours of the pattern. And we're going to join in this top right hand corner, just where we joined on the previous round. Okay, so you're going to use, you're going to make a half double crochet when you join, or join and make a chain 2. So I'm going to do the standing half double crochet again. You can join your yarn and then make a chain 2 instead if you prefer. Absolutely fine to do it that way. And then you're going to make another half double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 half double crochet, all in the same corner space. And then for this round it is so simple. Excuse me, so simple. We're going to do a half double crochet in the 22 stitches along the side, 22 stitches along here, a half double crochet in each of those, and then in the next corner you're going to do 2 half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochet, and then down here 22 half double crochet, and then your corner all the way around. And then when you come back to the beginning, you're going to slip stitch in the top of your chain 2 or in the top of your standing half double crochet. That is it. That's how simple this round is, and that's our final round. So I will see you when I have finished this round. Just to show you first of all though, this very first stitch may be slightly hidden. Very first half double crochet in this corner may be a little hidden, so just pull your stitch to the side, and here is the top of your stitch to the right of the stitch, because this loop here is the second stitch along. Okay, so just work under there and then do your half double crochet, and it will be the same when you come to the next corner. This very first one down here will be a little hidden. Okay, so just work along, just pull that to the side and work into there for your half double crochet, and then do your next 21 stitches, and then do your corner, 2 half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochet, and then scooch those stitches along to find that hidden stitch around here. Okay, so I'll see you in a moment. So there we go, there is the end of round 8. I've just slip stitched into the top of my half double crochet, and you would slip stitch into the top of your half double crochet or the top of your chain 2. So that is the 2 heart square by Jenny, and it looks really effective with this peach heart going on, and then if I twizzle it the other way, we have the white heart here in the middle. And depending on whether you used back loop only stitches, or you worked into the full stitch, will give a slightly different look to this, because you can see my stitches are into here. It would be in the slightly lower down behind if I hadn't. That's the only thing that would kind of make this different, but I think it's effective in any variation, and whichever way up you decide to have it, whether you decide to count this as the top or whether you decide to count this as the top, it's entirely up to you, whichever way you prefer. So that is our 2 hearts square from Jenny today. We had the sunflower from Jenny a few days ago, and then this was her second design of this 2 heart square, which works nicely, I think you'll agree. So that's it from me today. I hope you found this useful and helpful, and please forgive those little bloopers that I've made along the way. Not feeling 100% today, and because of not being feeling 100%, it is getting a little late in the day to be doing the video, but wanted to get it out to you as quickly as possible. So I hope you'll forgive those little bloopers and mistakes, but I hope you've enjoyed working this up with me. I hope you found it useful and helpful, and if you have, then please click that like button, give us a thumbs up. It is always appreciated when you show your appreciation. And until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.